It's hard to make it look right, isn't it, the mixture. Oh. Right, gonna grind the valves in, or lap them in, but this one needs more grind, well it needs an insert, because look how that's pocketed, it needs machining out and an insert, and it's pitted right across that seat as well, but I'm going to see if I can just get it out for now. And that seat, that's not too bad, but you can see where it's uneven, where it hasn't been seating properly, it's like quite thin there. But you can feel the step in that. And there's more of a step there than there is there, so it's obviously been shut in at a funny angle. But it hasn't got massive amounts of play in the valve. I mean, when it's got the oil around it, it'll be not too much at all. But I mean, it was running. So just for now, we're going to try and lap it in. So we start off with some coarse, definitely. Give it a good old bit, but the inlet one is in good shape. Right, make sure none of that gets on the shaft. Trusty old sucker. Can hear that coming. Touch that bloody paste. I could have used that again, but let's just clean it up and have a look. Make sure none of this goes in that valve guide. Or anywhere near it, for that matter. That's a big old gap in that. That's a big old pit. Like I say, it really needs an insert. That pit right there. There's one there, but that one goes to the edge, so just going to pocket it even more, like grinding it, lapping it in. But like I say, it was running before the way it was, so just for now we're going to carry on. That's all right, the valve. Right, here we go again. Well, I've ground it down, well, lapped it, but that seems to be in the casting. It needs a seat in it, because that's got quite a big step there. It's almost as if that's off centre. It's more that way in that port, you know. But because there's not like massive amounts of play in the valve guide, so that's the only thing I can think really. But anyway, it needs a seat in it and a new guide. That's perfect, that one. So what can I do? It's not as bad as it, well, it is as bad as it was really. It's just, well, not quite, because that step there was quite deep on the inside. I mean, I could keep going, but then it's going to just pocket it and pocket it. But it ran alright before, and that's better than it was, so it'll have to do for now. Right, let's go and do that one. The inlet was better. Nice matte finish. That's coarse and fine, like it should be. And the seat's much better on that, and it hasn't pocketed. I don't understand why that one's gone that much in there like that. Most odd. I mean, it's not exactly a race machine. And yeah, it's water cooled, isn't it? But that's not so good, that seat. It must be like crap in the metal. That's the only thing I can think of. Because yeah, I've given it a fair go. It needs a new seat. It needs machining and a new valve seat putting in. And then obviously new valve guides. And that will sort it. But for now, it's going back the way it was, but better, hopefully. Right, let's put it back together then. I'm not happy with that at all, not at all, because that's going pretty much all the way to the edge, but it is what it is. So I've cleaned the valve guides to make sure there's no crap in there. So let's give them a bit of oil. SAE 30. So that stops the plate. Get a bit of oil around it. There's no, hardly no. There's a little bit, but nothing serious. Nothing odd at all. Right. Plenty of goodness around it. Trusty valve spring compressor. That's way too much, but I'll do anyway. Collets in. And there. On there, a bit of Piston on it. Just like that. Hang on. Where's my? Always strike it just to seat them. See if the collet's in nicely. That's it. That's it. Right, I'll get on and do the other one. Right. See where I've waxed them in, given that a wrap with the old club hammer to seat it. The collets are nicely in there, whereas them ones aren't, see? So always give it a good old, just to seat them. That's it, that'll do. Cushy. Right, Indian piston. It's a pretty good fit actually, but I've already cleaned this out once, but I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, the crapola in that. Machining dust, iron dust. I've already given it one going over, let's give it another. And then we'll do some closer measurements. Try this piston in now. Hope I'm doing the right thing. It seems alright. The only thing is the inside of the boss inside the pistons is shorter than the original, so it's got more, but it's not going to be doing that anyway, so we'll see. I'm just trying to see what the piston height is at the moment. I've run out of travel. Hold on something. Right, I've got to get the clip in this side. Something to push it in that last bit. Yeah, a bit more I reckon. Let's have a look at it first. That went. That definitely went. You can see the mark on the socket. That's enough to get the clip in. Have a look outside. The blooming clips that came with this. I'm putting the old ones back in, which I know you're not supposed to do, but right, this Indian piston isn't level. It slopes down like that. .20 feeler gauge. Focus is, so let's do it one-handed. Go under that, just. But 24 thou. Go under that easily, so that's more than 24 thou there. So it's sloping down like that by about 4 thou. Same with this side. 24 thou feeler gauge. We'll just forwards, just go under it. When you hold it down tight, but that one, no chance. 20 thou, go under it. So, piston is going that way and that way. So there you go, but hopefully it'll be alright. Right, just putting it on top, the shims on top, just to see. You can see it I'll push that down hard. I don't know if you can see it. Gap under that side, and then hardly any gap there. It's slanting down. Down, down, down. And again, it's the same the other way. But it should be alright. Let's hope so. We'll give it a try. Right, all these paper shims, gaskets, whatever you call them, for the Indian set, actually goes up to 25 thou. But my old trusty gasket making stuff, which is proper asbestos goodness, I reckon that's on 24 thou. So I think I might make one out of that. What do you reckon? Right, I'm liking these ones better. I've just got it in there, so. There we go. And coming out. I've been happy with the other because this piston's obviously machined with a shallower groove. So the proper one's coming out, and another one of them ones is going in. I should prefer to have this material, proper old school stuff. I think it's got asbestos in it, it's stuff, so not too good for you, but good for Lister. Old boy gave me this years ago, real old boy. Ken Wood. Cheers, Ken. So, gotta be careful with this stuff because it can split, so it's a bit off there, but it goes over the cylinder. I tried it, it's a tight fit, but I'm going to be putting it over. Let's put it over here. Break. Got it? Mm-hmm.
Go grab that.
So I'll leave it on anyway. So no shit in there.
So what was it? It was stuck down with something.
It was stuck down with silicone, so someone had obviously, it wasn't original, someone had obviously had it apart years ago. So I'll trust that. Better than them paper shims. That's over the edge. I don't like gaskets that show. I might have to trim that up afterwards. Anyway, that should do the trick, hopefully.
I'd leave it off for now.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it off for now. Mind you, when the rings are on it, then it's going to be hard to. Maybe
Yeah.
I will put it on. I'll just put it on this way so it's not curling up. That's better. Oil control ring. They're all nice rings. I've tried them in the bore and they all fit nicely. They're all good. I forget what it is now. The gap. But it's better than the ones that was on it. I'll put it that way. Nice sharp rings are. Credit where credit's due. Them ones that come with that were absolute crap. But these are Indian ones as well. And like I say, credit where credit's due. They seem like really good rings. So I don't like putting anything other than English stuff on it. But you know, just can't go down to send off the listers or whatever. Go to the stockist and get them anymore because. They ain't there. Yeah, like everything else in this country got sold out. The other ones that were on there, they were stiff. You couldn't even turn them around like that. They were because they weren't. They were pissed, you know. I'll space them all out in a bit. That's nice the way they're all square ones. They don't have to go up one way or the other. There's nothing on it. No top, no dots or nothing. They're all square. Nice and easy to get on when they're new. It's when they've been on. Trying to stretch them enough to get them off. That's scary. I know you're supposed to space them out at. If it's 3 rings, it'd be 120 degrees, but I'll space them out 180 apart. Because that way it's got to go like that to get out, you know, halfway round as opposed to just a little bit. Right or wrong, that's the way I've always done it and I've never had any trouble. I did get a fine diamond hone and just like touch the edges off them. So they're not real sharp, you know. I always do that because it can scratch the bore and the piston when you're getting them on as well. Well, that was easy, wasn't it? Snap it in half.
Don't even joke.
I know. Ah, that one's good. GOE on the top. So let's put that up the top. So I'll do them 180 apart, like that. So them two either side. Gap that side, the gap that side, 180 apart and back to front. That's the way I'll do it. I'm not an expert, but I've rebuilt quite a lot of engines and that's the way. Well, usually you don't have 4 piston rings on the top, usually it's 2. So, or 3 sometimes. If it's 3 it'll be 120 degrees apart. Oh, now, I'll have to give that a good load of oil. Right, first things first, as we're in this happy position here, give the big end some oil. It got in there, didn't it? Yep, it's filled that up.
Handy them little pots, aren't they?
Yeah, that's why I like to keep stuff like that. It gives that a bit more anyway. Can't have too much. Just on that. It's all filled up in that oil cup.
Rush it on.
That's it. Same with this.
So you put another one of these under just to make sure,
Yeah,
didn't
I'll
you?
put one of the Indian ones under it just to, because it's 8 thou. See, that's 24 thou, which I worked out to be the distance it needed to be. I'm just giving it another 8 thou just to be on the bloody safe side, because that piston, the top of it's not exactly that square, you know. Which is a little bit alarming, but no, it's all right.
So we run it and then give it an oil change.
Well,
It's not like it's going to be running for a long time, is it?
no. Okay. Well, the thing is, for this oil, it's straight 30, so it doesn't keep it in suspension like a multi-grade one with detergents and stuff like that in it. So that all the particles of metal and that drop to the floor in that, and that's what that's for. Because it's got that weir in there that fills up a higher level, what the dipper dips into. And then it's pumped back to the main bearings. It's all fed with splash lubrication. Bloody sharp, these rings. Cut your finger pretty easy. Oh, I've already oiled the gudgeon pin, the little end and that. When I put the piston on. Get that top dead centre. Like that. Yeah, right, so let's work out a way of, so I'll put them studs back in, and then we'll have a go at putting the cylinder on. So, carry on. Here comes the fun bit. Just got the piston rings in with the help of this compressor. I sliced my bloody thumb open in the process. Ouch. So, piston ring compressor. How come that's... I hope that never broke that bloody ring. Do you reckon it did? Hmm?
I hope not. Do you want me to undo it? You hold the weight. Hey.
Yeah.
I'll undo it.
It's alright, it's alright. What do you think? I'll put them bits of wood there.
No, I was worried about your finger.
I nearly sliced the top of the bloody thing off already. I think that's it. That's the one.
Look.
Right, take bits of wood out, please. Go on it. There you go. That's the one.
Wow. Is that top? Yeah.
Yeah, that's just below it, isn't it? By the time it's done up tight. That's alright. I'm pleased with that. Let's just hope that ain't a break in that bloody ring. I hope not. That's where one of the gaps of the rings are there, that bit of oil going up the side. sounds right, doesn't it?
Mm.
So nice and smooth. Yeah, looking good. Top rings, chucking a bit of oil, but hopefully the excessive amounts of it won't get up there anyway. It's just what I've got in the rings as I put them together. So it's not scratching it or anything, so hopefully it's going to be alright. We'll soon see. Hopefully it won't smoke. Let's hope not. It's got plenty of clearance now. When that's done up tight, I reckon that'll be just right. Let's hope so. Coffee for Listy. There you are. Cheers. Right, 3 thou this side. And 7 thou, I reckon it might be about 8 thou that side. Eighth thou, 9 thou's too big, so I reckon 8 thou, 7, 8 thou that side, and 3 thou that side. So that's slightly not machined right, but there you go, it should be alright. Right, one of these here Indian gaskets. I really don't like putting stuff like this on it, but that way. But what do you do? Looks alright, doesn't it? It's a bit out in that hole there, but it'll be alright, won't it? Bloody heavy bugger. This could be painful. Come on. Something like that. One of these must be painful. Oh, great. I'll have to take that off again.
So there's no torque.
No torque settings is there on these?
No.
Oh, manual. As long as you get it all up the same, I suppose. Bloody tight. You'd have thought I'd have had washers under it as well, wouldn't you, really?
I suppose that's a washer in itself, isn't it? How nice they are.
Yeah. Apart from where I've scuffed it, I'm going to have to take a burr off with a file.
Yeah.
Because that'll bloody poach it otherwise. That's what I really didn't want to do. I really didn't want to bloody scuff these nuts up at all. Let's take that sacrilege bugger in these. Yeah, just got it. Let's get these lined up so they're in line properly.
So you're not going to use the torque wrench then?
We're just doing it bloody tight.
Yeah.
Right. That's very encouraging. Let's crank her up this time. Let's just try these again. It's tight. It's going up a little bit.
That's pretty cool, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not going to do it any tighter than that.
That's crazy.
I mean, I can always, I've just been running for a bit. I can always, what am I doing?
Oh.
I can always nip them up again, you know, if need be. That's it. Let's just tighten that one up. God, you can smell the, well, that's almost burning that oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not almost, it is burning it.
Wow.
There's a bit of a leak by in there by the sound of it, but it needs to run, doesn't it? These need adjusting. Anyway, it's got some compression plus. Listy, you must be thirsty. Just want to fill this up and then pump it up with the lever, with the hand lever, you know, to see it coming up into them bearings. Oh, old air roll gets hold of it and it slops it. Right, so.
Do you want me to do it and you look?
Here's my little torch. It's alright, you can look there with a going to take a while to pump it. There's old shit coming out of that. The pump's still pumping the old stuff through. Right, if you have a look through, well, you probably need that, won't it? It'll take a while probably, but you never know. You see it running down under the bearings, you know, the main bearings. Right. Yeah, it's coming. Well, that sounds like it's coming through already, doesn't it?
I think I see it.
You see it running down under the bearing, running down the wall. Right, getting there now. It's all together. So all the essentials. I've still got to adjust the tappets. But the snake filter or the wick filter I'm going to replace with that, which goes in nicely. We'll leave about an inch at the bottom or so. More than that, by the time I've done it. Fits in there nicely. So I've got to make that fit in that. So I'm thinking about taking that off, I reckon. Taking that off where the wick goes on. And first of all I use that to chuck up, and then I'm going to spin them corners of that bolt off just so there's enough flats so it fits in there nicely, just so it clears that, goes in there, because then it'll seal nicely, that filter, see, it'll seal nicely onto that. And then that obviously will be screwed in there, and then I'm going to have an M8 bolt that goes through into that, that's hollow with holes in it, and then like some sort of washer that side to screw it into. So that should make a nice feel to that. So that's what my next challenge is. So I'll probably see you at the lathe. I'm just going to take the corners. Just take the corners off that so it fits. The filter fits over it. It's enough to do it in the caster. Well, that had to take more of that than what I thought. Where's it gone? I should do it. Nice fit, and that will go up nice against the casting to stop it. So I'm going to have to, I'll probably drill that to the right size for an M by 1.5 pitch thread, and then I'll drill out the bolt and put some holes in it, and I'll probably Loctite that in the other side of that. I'll have to cut that off, machine that off that other side, that bit in the chuck, and then it should be good to go, hopefully. We'll see. Hopefully it works. Right, just going through this fill system, so I've just finished making that. Just trying to clean everything up a bit and look at the state of this. Crap in the union, whatever you call it. So, this needs a downward clean. No wonder it missed a few times. It's like the crapola. This one's right. Now that's the one from the fill pump to the... No, it's not. It's the one from the filter to the fill pump. So yeah, this one's cleaner. Yeah, that one's from the tank, and of course it is. There's no filter in the tank. Yep, that's looking better. That's the bleed off one, not the bleed off, well, I suppose it is a bleed off, isn't it? The leak off valve from the injector back to the tank. I shall clean them all up. And I shall re-anneal these old copper washers. Right, let's get to it. Right, I've annealed all the little original washers because they're good, and cleaned up all the fittings. That was absolutely chock-a-block with crap, that pipe. It took me a long time to clean it out with the parts washer, and then I put the high pressure air on it, and all of a sudden it went bang and it shot out of there. So yeah, that's going to have some nice diesel now. And it's going to be nice and clean because I've done my modification in there. So I think some of these have actually got a thing where you can draw the water off, but this one obviously hasn't. So anyway, let's have a look. I'll show you the finished product. Thing is, these are nice and cheap. They're for like they're used in a lot of cars. £6, £6.25 I think it was for one of these filters, and just what was it, an M10 bolt that I modified to fit in this. People would be going, oh god, M10, you can't put that on there. Well, that thread there is actually an M18 by 1.5 pitch. Because that done my head in. I was going through all my Zeus books, all through the old ones. I've got some real old ones as well, some old Zeus books, and I couldn't find it. It was in between 18 and 16, and there's no such thing as a 17 thread Whitworth, so that's what that is, M18. And I did a bit of looking into it, and it's because the Bryce pump, well, it was originally German, wasn't it? So that's where the M, that's where the metric bit come from. So that is like seriously on there now. That is nicely seated in there against the rubber and against the casting. That's really on there. So let's just take it off anyway. That's not the right one, but just an old washer out of my granddad's tin, and I sort of opened it up a bit to fit that. Just an M10 by 1.5 bolt that I drilled out in the lathe. Well, I think I videoed it, so you can sort that out. Okay, it's on there somewhere. So where the wick goes is obviously got the flats on it for the spanner. I had to machine that down, so that's a real good tight fit on there. That really does seal nicely. So that's it. I drilled and tapped that out to M10 1.5. So that's it. And that should do a nice job. Like I say, nice and easily available now. So just a bit of a thing getting it lined up. That's it. So when I first thought about doing this, I thought, oh yeah, I'll get a bit of hex and machine it down so it screws in and it's got all that on it. And then I thought about it better. That's the wrong size span of that. It's an metric antenna. I thought about modifying that, and that's what I did. So it's already there. And that's it. It's on there good and proper. So we should have some nice clean feel now. Hopefully. Right, let's get on with it then.